happy Friday. I'm Jennifer from the Somerset County Family Community Health Science Department, and I'm here in my kitchen today making vegetarian chili. This is a great dish using pantry staples that you have. So it's super inexpensive and it's gonna be super tasty. I'm gonna show you a couple options that you can use to change the flavor profile a little bit, but I've already gotten it going. And what I've done is in my pan, I've just squirted a few drizzles of extra virgin olive oil, and I diced an onion. I let that saute just for a few minutes until it got fragrant and started to get soft and brown. Then I took a red bell pepper, diced that up, and that has been sauteing. So you can see everything is nice and soft. It has a great fragrance already. I gave it a few turns of fresh black pepper as well. So now we're gonna add more spices. I have 2 big cloves of garlic that I've minced. And again, what's great about chili is that you can change the amount of the ingredients based on your flavor. If you really love garlic, add 3 cloves. I'm just gonna let that get browned a little bit. Then we're gonna do 1 teaspoon of cumin and a teaspoon of chili powder. Those are great staples to have on hand in your pantry. Okay, we're gonna just let this get a little fragrant and toasted just for about 30 seconds. Such great flavor. Break up all that garlic. Okay, now the flavor profile that we're using in this is a smoky flavor. We're gonna get that from adobe chipotles. Now, I'll show you what one looks like. It's a very smoky, some of them are small, some of them are big. It's a pepper. Spicy and smoky. So I had a big one and a small one, so I just cut up 2 of them. So I'm gonna add that in there. If you don't want that smoky flavor, you can do 1 tablespoon of tomato paste and just enhance the tomato flavor. And then you can use the cumin, maybe use 2 servings of the chili powder. So again, you can play with it. If you like that smoky flavor but don't have the adobe chipotle, just use smoked paprika. So a lot of options there. So now we're gonna use for our protein beans. I've rinsed and drained 2 cans. I have 1 can of pinto beans and 1 can of red beans. You could use anything, black beans, cannelli beans, whatever you have in your pantry. And I have 1 cup of vegetarian broth. So this dish is great if you want to do like a meatless Monday. It's packed with protein, fiber, flavor, and you can play around with the vegetables that you want to add. You can do zucchini, chop up a zucchini in here along with the peppers. Okay, we are gonna also add corn. I found bicolor corn. I'm just gonna throw them in the whole can. I've drained that out. And I have a can of fire roasted diced tomatoes. Just gonna add that. The fire roasted, as opposed to just regular like petite diced tomatoes, again, it gives it another layer of flavor. So we're just gonna mix this all together. So I'm gonna show you what it looks like, right? So you can see all the colors there. So I'm just gonna put this on low and I'm gonna cover it. I'm gonna let it simmer for about 20 minutes until all the flavors really have a chance to combine, till it gets a little bit thick, right? You're gonna let that broth reduce a little bit. So I will put the recipe in the comments. I will put the photo of the finished product in the comments. What I'm gonna do when this is all done and simmered in 20 minutes, I love spinach. I always have a bag of baby spinach in my fridge. I'm gonna just take a handful of the baby spinach, rip it up into little pieces, throw it in the chili, put the lid back on. Within minutes, it will get wilted and blend right in. So whenever I personally have the opportunity to throw in some spinach into a meal that I'm making, that's what I'm doing. So that's optional. That will be an option on the recipe as well. So I'll look for a story. I will show you how I finish it up with the spinach and top it with a little fresh avocado for the garnish. So try it on a warm day, a day where you have not a lot of time to make dinner, or where if you're watching your budget, All of these things are pantry staples that you have using from a can. A lot of these things you can find in a food pantry. So this is a fantastic basic vegetarian chili. You can change up the flavors, change up the vegetables, and just bring a lot of nutrients to your next meal for your family. Have a great weekend.